There we go. Get this open. All right. So I didn't change the Twitch title because I always forget to do that. And I need a checklist because otherwise I don't remember. Hello, Lacoste. Hello, John. How are y'all? I'm not building a Gatsby today. Today I am, I guess that notification has already gone out, so it doesn't matter. Today we are doing Discord, Twitch, notification, bot with server, Netlify serverless. That's what we're doing today. Update information. Clickbait, yes. I got you all in here thinking I was going to do Gatsby. And now I'm switching to do the Discord bot that I told Discord I was going to do. Yes, so let's create a new repo because that's what we need to do. What are we naming the Discord bot? Oh, actually, let me explain what I'm trying to do here first. I'm going to turn Spotify on because I really like having the music and I always forget. I'm going to create a Discord or a bot for Discord or the Party Corgi Discord server that alerts whenever people in the stream or people in the Discord start streaming. So we have I think about half the people in the Discord stream. Watch Chris's stream for this one neat trick. 13 ways that you can get people into your Twitch channel. Party Corgi bot. So this repo is actually going to be not that's the desktop audio isn't actually playing. I should turn that on. That looks a little high, but I can't tell if the bar is wrong. Turn that down a little bit. I think that's better. So this repo is going to be the source of all of the Discord, Twitch integration, Mixer integration stuff. It's going to be mainly used from Discord, but I guess it could also be used in like Twitch chat or something like that. The first thing that we're going to do is build a serverless function and accept webhooks from Twitch to dump those into Discord. So yeah, it's going to be a variety of stuff. It's not going to be one bot binary that we deploy. It's going to be like, and this package of functions does this, and this package of functions does that. I guess Party Corgi bot works, but it is mainly for the Discord. So maybe I'll call it the Party Corgi Discord automation. Party bot. Party bot is. We can always name the Discord user something else for sure. This is just the GitHub repo. Automations for the Party Corgi Discord server, such as member live stream notifications. Cool, and that'll be public. Binary in 2019. I don't know what that means. You've lost me, Lacoste. You've lost me. We can't actually clone this because it's an empty repo. This isn't yarn. That's going to be getting it. Open a code pane. Get into the README. The README is going to be like party, corgi, board automation. That's what we called this, right? I already forgot. Yeah, it is. Cool. So we're going to start with a Go project. Well, mess F you too, then fine. See that you need to do this kind of thing if you're going to do a Go mod init. I guess I don't have any. I didn't add the remote yet, so that's why I can't find it. So now we have a go.mod. The go.mod, for anybody who cares, doesn't have anything in it. Just says the module is github.com, Chris Piscardi, party corgi Discord automations, and using Go 1.12. I could use Go 1.13, but I didn't install it yet, so we're going with 1.12. Right, that's why it didn't work before either. Like this, we'll do that. Yeah, I know. I always forget, dude. Always. Like, if you check, after I push this, if I do which git, it's actually hub. If you do hub help, it actually has create here. So I could just use, like, git create. But I always forget. I don't know. It's just not baked into my hands yet, man. I do the pull request one sometimes. But like even like git PR list, I don't use. I don't really use any of these other functions. Git browse I use. Yeah, I don't know. Just haven't worked it into my workflow yet. So we have a repo now. Let's get this repo onto Netlify, because that's where we're going to deploy. Cool. Build command is going to be what, like make build. The publish directory doesn't matter because we're not really publishing anything. I guess we could set it up such that it doesn't deploy like the README and source code and stuff, or we could set it up to intentionally deploy the source code. That would be cool. But yeah, so we're going to use functions. One of the drawbacks of functions is you actually can't coordinate an API gateway. I'm actually running into that in one of my other projects where I need to coordinate auth0 with FaunaDB. And the thing that I want is an AWS authorizer to handle my authentication stuff between the two. And I can't do that, so I have to do the inline authentication on every single one. But yeah, so we're going to start with functions. Site deploy failed because there's nothing to build. Maybe we should just like throw an index.html in here or something. Oh, right, I didn't put the make file. You know, if you don't have, if you don't do a make file, then it cannot run make build because there is no build. There we go. And actually what we're going to do here is go bin, if I remember the command. It's going to be like this, but I think I wrote it differently in my personal site, so I'm going to go check that. No, I wrote it exactly the same. Never mind. just copy this whole thing in. For some reason, I thought that I wrote that differently. We're going to be using Go modules, so we don't need to do like any Go pull down modules or anything like that. When we run Go install, it'll take care of getting everything for us and pulling it in. Man, my notifications are a total mess today. And I'm waiting for a delivery, so I'm expecting a phone call. And every time my phone like buzzes or something, I'm like, oh, is it my thing? Nope, it's not my thing. It's just a just another Twitter or Discord or anything else or email or something like that. Need to reduce my notification count. Yeah, so if we run this, there's no packages. We run make build, there's gonna do the same thing. So what we need to do is we need to start making Go packages. I think we'll just do this. I think we'll do this in the root because it just makes it easier for other people. The other option is we could do it in Go source, which is what I do in most of my other projects. So if you look at here, I have this Go source folder. And then I have a packages folder for all my like npm packages. And then this just happens to be my website, which I have separate out because the entire repo is dedicated to that. But yeah, usually I'll put it in here. Did I get your Discord notification? Yes, I got your Discord notification. I'm not looking at Discord right now. And I have it closed, so all the notifications are going to my phone. Yeah, so I don't think we're going to do anything super interesting here in terms of modules and letting people install them and things like that. I don't think that any of these need to be a library, and we can always do that later if we want to. Oh, I do have it open over there, actually. Are you just trolling me in Discord? I'm not waiting for food, okay? Yeah, they did add some extra stuff for mono repos. I was looking at that before. It doesn't look like... it doesn't look like it's actually much. It looks like it's just... like, just a build directory. At least this blog post doesn't do a good job of explaining it if this is something other than just specifying the base directory. Hey Talbs, how's it going? Good to see you. Because the only thing they mention is like you can ignore some stuff, which is dope, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. They don't do a good job of selling it in this blog post. They have this nice image. But I already know what a monorepo is, so this image doesn't tell me anything. And then, like, some copy here that doesn't, like, convinces me to use monorepos, which I don't need. And then it's like, we've made them easier. And like, okay, that's why I clicked on the link. And then way down here, there's like the first thing that is like useful to me as somebody who is already deploying monorepos on Netlify. So there's a build.ignore function or something like that. That seems to be the thing they introduced, the build.ignore. The date of that post is like this morning or like a couple hours ago or something. Yeah. Oh, that's why I did that. Okay, I always forget what my audio settings are supposed to be. So this is supposed to be all the way up, but the audio on my Spotify thing is supposed to be down like that. And the notifications are supposed to be louder. That's why I had it set up like that. Okay, cool. I need a checklist. I need a stream checklist, and I don't have one, and I've been avoiding doing one. But yeah, so the build ignore looks cool. It doesn't look like it's much, really anything other than that. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, let's go to Spectre, I think. I don't know that I want to show this on screen. but it is another project that I'm working on that has the imports and actually has code that I probably want to use, so I'll probably do that anyway. I don't seem to have it open, so I can do this and open it. Build.ignore is the thing where if there are no file changes in that subdirectory, it will not build that subdirectory or something like that. What do I want here? Oh, this is actually not... That doesn't have the things that I want it to have. My computer dead yet? Looks like it. Looks like it died overnight. Okay, well, that's that. We'll do something else. We'll make it simple today. In any case, I don't need the example. Basically, it's going to look like this. And what I'm going to do here is, this one is going to be... Oh, we have to put it in... I guess since we're compiling them all into a functions directory, I'll do it like this. But the thing that... So if you haven't seen Go, the thing that this does, which without the original thing... There it is. Now I don't have to pay attention to my notifications anymore. Go install // says build all of the Go projects that are a sub project of this one. Right. So if we have a bunch of executables, a bunch of main.gos in subdirectories, these will all get built. And then the thing that go bin is where do we put the executables after we've built them? And usually I put them into like a netlify functions folder. The default is actually functions. And I'm getting more comfortable using just their default. So I think I'm just going to change that to their default so that I don't need to put any special sauce into the environment variables or anything. Let's see. Lacoste asks why Go? Go because a bunch of the people in the Discord are trying to learn Go. They're either starting this week or they've recently started or they're going to start soon. And I want a project that is for that Discord so that people can experiment with different stuff and run Go code in a way where we can sort of collaboratively like help each other learn that stuff. So I probably know more Go than anybody else in the server right now, or any of the people who are trying to learn. But I'm sure we will have other people that do know stuff. So if this turns into like a collaborative project for that Discord, then people who are learning can come here and write their own serverless function or something like that and figure out, how to write a serverless function or how a Go project is set up. And also like get PR review and stuff like that. So Go because I'm trying to create something for people such that they can learn. What are we going to call this one? We'll call it... we'll call it a Twitch alerter. Twitch alerter, and we'll do a main.go here. Twitch live alert. Alerter? Twitch live alerter? I don't know. We could call that a Twitch webhook receiver, I guess. We might actually need to rename that because I don't know how Twitch functions work like that. Oh, that can turn into a folder? No, that's not a folder. That's a file. So package main, or whatever. Func main. Cool. So now we've got Twitch live alerter. Actually, we don't want function main. We want this thing over here. Yeah, you've been wanting to learn Go. Well, apparently everybody in the channel is going to learn Go now, so I will make as many videos as y'all want me to make. And we can work on this project together, or other projects. This is a bunch of honeycomb stuff that we're not going to use today. Actually, yeah, let's use it today. Let's do it. We aren't going to use the right key because the right key isn't going to exist. So we're going to get rid of this, and then we're going to add the transmission so that it goes to standard out. Because everything that we do in here, I'm going to create another package that these can use, so that we get like automatic logging and stuff. And like when you use the honeycomb stuff, it doesn't need to be sent to honeycomb. It can be sent to standard out. So I like the idea of getting used to doing logging or doing events instead of like one-off line logs, because I think that is a best practice, generally speaking. Did I miss something here? The events. Right, because I haven't written the other line of code yet. Okay, and then so this is now a function that will start our Lambda. So we've got main. So this is main.go, and this is a func main in package main, which basically means this is an executable file. This will build a binary for us. And the way that it works is the Lambda, the AWS Lambda infrastructure that Netlify functions runs on, runs this main function once, and then runs the handler a bunch of times. So that's why we're doing the initialization of we actually don't want the right key. The data set is fine. So that's why we're doing our initialization of our basically observability tool in main, and then we're deferring the close later, so that when this main function exits, like everything exits. But basically what happens is this main function never exits. So actually should look into if this is actually necessary, because we have to do some other stuff anyway. The lambda.start then starts this handler. This handler is the function that will hold all of our interesting stuff. It takes a request of an API gateway proxy event, which you can see here. I wish this was a little bit smaller so that it could fit, or wider. Basically, this structure is the request that we are getting from the webhook or whatnot. The main is the Lambda thing, right? Not specific to Netlify. The main function is a Go thing. So if you're going to write an executable, something needs to be the first function to run, right? And that's what func main is for Go executables. Func main is the thing that runs when you run your binary. So actually, if I commented this out for a second, and then actually now that's not being used. So yeah, we'll comment these two things out for a second, and I'll do an actual build to show you. Run that print line. This. Also notice that in my editor, I have like Go format and stuff like that set up. So when I do fmt.println, it knows that this is a import that it needs to add. Yes, main runs first in the Lambda, so it'll run on, I think it'll run on cold start, and then whenever there is a request that comes in, the handler gets run. Right, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not 100% on exactly when this main function runs, but it runs once for the entire life of the function. So I know that there are some like if you don't get a request for 10 minutes, AWS will spin your Lambda down, and then you'll get another cold start. which I think is just instantiating another Lambda, which is why this main function would run at that time. But I am not 100% sure on that, though. Yeah, like I said, the main thing is that this runs once, this runs every time. So if we do the go bin, what do you mean by persist? As you can return an end of function because I didn't write something here. We'll submit that this is a just always succeeding response. Actually, let's just set it up to be a 404. So it's not going to use the WebSocket connection, if that's the kind of event that you're thinking of. The event is the HTTP request that comes in because we're going to be using webhooks, like Talbs is saying. Where is our return? Used to be perfect strangers. Maybe I fell for you. Maybe it's nothing major. So yeah, when we return from our handler needs to have a response of API gateway proxy response, which has a status code, some headers, some multi-value headers, things like that, and then the body of the request, etc. So we just set the status code to 200, we set the body content to hello world, and we return a nil error, so there's no error. If we returned an error there, then AWS would handle that, and yeah. So yeah, so now in Netlify functions, we have our binary. And if we run it, we get the this printed, right? Because we're not actually starting the Lambda up yet. And I'm happy to explain that. Oh, it added the new one back. I am not setting up a server anywhere, actually. So what's going to happen here, since we've got our Go thing set up now, actually, let me deploy that and then I'll explain this. So this always returns 200. Let's add all of our stuff here. Let's get rid of Netlify functions because that is not a thing that we need to ship. Okay, so we're shipping the make file, the Go source for our Twitch live alerter, and then the Go mod and the Go sum. I know we didn't check out the Go sum, but if we could check out the Go mod, now that we've installed a couple packages, you see that there are packages here with versions. So like AWS Lambda Go fully supports Go modules. Message Pack has had a version that's higher than 2 before Go modules, and Go modules sort of like makes you start at 2 or whatever. So that's why this is plus incompatible, but that's fine for us for now. It'll work. So I'm not setting up a server. Let's go into that while that builds. This should build and be fine now. And let's go to this and we don't need to really watch that. It'll end in like 5 seconds, but why is it installing Node? Don't install Node. What? No, we don't need Node. Don't install Node. Okay, so let's go into this first. Discord has webhook functionality, and I'll make this a little bigger. And I can make this actually the full screen because this is the only thing we're looking at. So you know how GitHub, CircleCI, Datadog can send webhooks to something? What this document is saying is that you can create a webhook and receive them in Discord. So actually, I think I'm going to need to open Discord to set this up. But basically, you go in, you create a webhook, and whenever you send a webhook to this like URL, it'll dump a message into the channel. So what this serverless function is doing is receiving a notification from Twitch or something like that, or watching Twitch or doing something like that, and then sending it to Discord. How am I listening to Twitch without a server? I haven't looked into that yet. This is so along the lines of what I was thinking about the other day. Badass examples for all these services that allow webhooks. Yeah, for sure. I don't actually know that we need to run this serverless function when we receive the Twitch webhook. I just figured it would be a good thing for us to do. But yeah, so Twitch has webhook things. You need to subscribe to an event, and then you get a request and you have to confirm the subscription. There's a webhooks documentation. So I haven't actually gotten into how we're going to do this from the Twitch perspective yet, but there is webhooks in Twitch. So there's webhooks in Twitch and there's webhooks in Discord, and this subscription verify thing is the reason that we actually need a serverless function to run this, right? So we need to be able to accept the fact, like we need to be able to say, hey, we're going to subscribe to this. And then we need to be able to receive the thing that says, hey, we are subscribed to this and we can handle it. Sending the subscription verify to Twitch, I think, is going to be a manual effort thing. I think I'm just going to send a curl request with the URL and stuff. And then my server will receive the subscription verify and confirm it. There is an expiration time. So I don't know how we're going to deal with the expiration time. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Like, we don't need to deal with the expiration time for 10 days, apparently. So we'll start without dealing with it. And then hopefully in sometime in the next 10 days, we will deal with it. And then we won't have the problem. This is the definition of MVP. If we ship this, we have 10 days to deal with it. Rap, go and use Zapier. I could probably use Zapier. Actually, I don't know if Zapier has a Twitch thing. This is kind of like a teaching tool for Go, so I'm not going to do that, but it would be super interesting if Zapier had a Twitch integration. Yeah, so let's set up this webhook in Discord. So I'm going to open Discord. Y'all get to see Discord. Don't behave yourselves, y'all, in the channel. So this is the Discord. I need to. Ben is still streaming. Yay! OSS shenanigans. Yeah. So that's the other thing too. Like, we could do this such that we subscribe to Discord state. Later, the cost. Have a good one. Yeah, Zapier could trigger the curl thing. You're right, actually, Eco. We could do that. That would be dope. Yeah, so Discord has statuses like this, and it will tell you whether they're streaming or not. The problem is that not everybody is always signed into Discord. So like we have a bunch of people here, and they stream, and they're not necessarily logged into Discord when they stream. You want secrets? Okay, we'll get into... Actually, yeah, let's see. This would normally be in streamer mode, but it's not because I'm not running OBS on this computer. So let's find out. Name, SpideyBot. Twitch live alert. Channel, we're gonna go into general. We only have one channel right now. we'll upload an image later, I guess. Actually, we could like upload the Twitch logo or something, right? Copy this. I'll probably kill this webhook after and recreate a new one. Hello, Johnny. How are you? Good to see you. The C? Yeah, but it's just like... I mean, I could do the C. I'll do the C for you, Dallas. Since you want... I feel like you're just going to keep telling me that it needs to be the C until I do anything with the C. I think this is the C. Nope. The other C. High-res C. Let's do high-res C. That looks so bad. Hey, guy. How's it going? That looks awful, Alves. I can't do that. Yes, I want to identify the hook, really. I don't want to. I'm going to do this, actually, I think. It actually has to be bigger than that. I wonder if this one will look better. Nope. So I'm going to have to create an icon for that in some way. I'll leave it as that for now, but Twitch live alerts with this really horrible looking C because it doesn't fit in the circle. I need to create a new one for that then. So let's curl it. I don't know. Wow, that is a long URL. I'm not too worried about that getting leaked. So let's go look at the docs. Because the first thing we need to do is figure out how to send a hook in. Okay, so it receives messages like this. How do we send data? To make the webhook display messages properly, it's really, 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 really important that you append GitHub at the end of it. Okay, so maybe there's no... Discord's webhook format really likes JSON, so we'll send JSON. I bet you that in this case, the /GitHub means that you get some special treatment. Yeah. I mean, I have the party corgi. I could put it in as the party corgi. I just want I want it to be clear that it's coming from like the Twitch alert spot. Hey Ben, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Hope the rest of your stream went well. Ooh, developer docs. That's what we want. We want developer docs because we are developers. Thanks for the sub, Ben. Feel free to spam that party corgi. Let's see. Webhook. Used to represent a webhook. Guild ID. That's interesting. Type Snowflake. Oh, those are Snowflake IDs? Seriously? Like, does anybody know what Snowflake is? Intro to GitHub stream would be great. So Snowflake is something that came out of Twitter and is for ID generation. Is that on GitHub? That is GitHub. So it has since been like kind of deprecated, and other people have built other stuff and they don't support the open source version. But there are a couple of open versions of this, and it basically uses NTP, and it's a microservice that you would run to generate super unique IDs across a number of different servers. So if they actually mean Snowflake when they say Snowflake, I would be really, really interested in that. That would be fun. I mean, we're not going to have to run a Snowflake server because that would be a lot to ask for somebody trying to get a webhook. Where am I? There we go. Okay. This is an outgoing webhook, it looks like. Modify webhook. Execute webhook. I think this is what we need. Message contents. content, file, or embeds. Okay. Username. Don't need that. Avatar URL. Don't need that. TTS. Don't know text to speech. Snowflake is also a big data warehouse. Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot AWS did Snowflake. Array of embed objects. This is something that we're going to want to look into later, because really what I want to do is embed that Twitch. Like, I want you to be able to click on it and maybe start watching it from Discord, and then pop into the channel. So right now we're just going to do content, and we'll just like dump the like D. I guess we'll make this post. I think D implies post, but I don't remember. Song is Conroe September. It's this playlist, which if you want the playlist, I should just put this in my channel at this point, because a number of people have asked me for it. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do actually? You know what I forgot that we could do? It's a cover, which I guess you could consider a remix, but yeah. Where am I? Cloudbot. Commands. Add command. What did you use? Song? We'll call this playlist. I'll take that off and then confirm. So yeah, use playlist now. And then you should be able to get it. Let's see, D. I guess commands should be a command, shouldn't it? What did we say we were gonna put in this? Getting distracted by Twitch chat. Content. So we need content.
When it's coming at you, like monsters in the night, and you feel the
wow, I have so many open.
that makes you wanna hide. When the cards are stacked against you, and you're standing on the edge, now's the time. Now's the time.
Curl.
Think about all the dreams you keep inside.
It worked. So, this is the alert that came in. Looks pretty dope. Ben is in there saying, awesome, great. Oh, you're Guy McTool. Hello, Ryan. Nice to see you. Yeah, so the Twitch Live alerts is working. At least the webhook thing is working. So I think what we'll do is we'll set this URL as an environment variable on Netlify. I feel like you're behind on the Netlify emails, Talbs. Like, I think they must send them in like last name order or something. Okay, go deploy settings. I don't have any other environment variables, so I'm not concerned about y'all seeing this. But this is going to be Discord webhook URL. And actually, I think that if we rename this, we can actually set the username in each of our serverless functions. So we'll have a function for Twitch notifications, and we'll have a function for Mixer notifications, and then we can have a function for like other stuff. I don't we don't have anybody that streams on YouTube right now, I don't think. But when we do, we can just add another function. Here's your email. Work has been having weird DB slowdowns for like 3 weeks. Microsoft has been helping debug since Friday, and Julie just got an email saying that essentially all of their suggestions haven't fixed the issue, but more people are now interested because they've not seen an issue like this before. Wow. Yeah, those are the bugs. Those are really the bugs. So yeah, let's see if this will auto link like a Twitch URL. What do you think we need to do for that? I think we need the full. Seeing if links work. Okay, so there is an unfurl. So maybe we don't actually need to do anything. Because I could probably just click this and then start watching. Nailed it. The sea does not look great, Talvs. The sea looks horrible. Look, the sea looks horrible. I need to recrop the whole thing. Okay, so we have a function. It's deployed. It's running. Actually, I didn't even check if it deployed. We should check if it deployed. Done. So yes, I believe our function is up and it is running and it builds. Yeah, I figured it was you. Let's see. Who runs the T7 chicken? Oh, do I need to set... Thanks for the follow. Do I need to set the functions directory? I didn't set the functions directory. Am I not putting them in the right spot? I don't think it uploaded my function. 0 new functions to upload. Okay, so we need to do that. It did, however, build, I believe. 6 files. It did all the Go building. So this is all the Go building stuff. We ran make build. It succeeded. It's going into functions, which I thought was that was the default, but I guess I'll go into netlify.toml. Which hopefully isn't a top level description function. I thought that was the default, but maybe it's not. So let's go into here. We'll create a new file called netlify.toml. And this is just where we'll keep everything. So we'll do build, and then what, like functions. I don't actually remember what the syntax is for this. Going through a million different pages. Come on, functions. Netlify functions. This is how I get to anything on the Netlify docs. I just Google it. Configuring the functions folder. Functions directory /functions. A functions field in your Netlify toml. Okay. I guess you don't get one by default. I still don't understand why that one pane, that one desktop is to the left. Did I misspell functions? No, I didn't. Okay. So build functions. Is it equals? Did I mess that up? It's a toml file. I thought it was supposed to use whatever. I have one in my other project. I'll just check it. Don't need the /. Yeah. Thank you for making sure. Yeah, it's an equals. Okay, well, I guess we'll do this whole thing here. There's no publish, but that's fine. Cool. So now our Netlify Toml is going to handle it. The Honk Madness has moved into here too. Yes, the Honk Madness has moved in. Oh, that's the wrong folder though. Netlify Toml. Okay. So we push that up and our function should deploy. Which gave you some, the Untitled Goose Game gave you some ideas? Yeah, we're building Discord bots using Golang and Netlify. You're gonna be learning Golang 2 soon, right? Soon 2? Yeah. That's sort of why we're doing this and why we're doing this in Go, so that the people in the Discord that want to learn Go can look at this project and go, hey, this is how Go works. And then like you all can make PRs and whatnot if you want to. And we can do PR reviews, and it'll be a nice Discord community project to kind of work on and do stuff with. Y'all can make like card games or whatnot. The corgi wasn't spinning. So yeah, so we have this alerter. We do need to sort of accept. So we don't have a webhook yet, right? So we're going to need to send one. And I know for a fact that we want to bootstrap a client instead of just using HTTP GET, but I don't think I remember how to do that offhand, so I'm going to look it up. And I don't think I do have one here, actually. I do have one in my Go source over here, so I'm just going to actually look in my Go source. I need a site where I can just search for if a service has webhooks. Yeah, you should build it. I think John needs something like how you have a dashboard for your dev tips, but his dashboard shows all the end results of each code sandbox background for each of his streams. That would be dope, actually. He was showing me that thing yesterday, and I was trying to help him get it to work. I think he had to turn off hardware acceleration was the final tidbit. Because you have to be able to sign in through the little help or the little function thing in OBS. Okay, so we're gonna write a function here. We're gonna put everything in main.go because we can. So yeah. I don't think the response matters to us, actually. This is going to be post Discord webhook. I don't think that we need much because we haven't done the receiving end of this yet. Sorry, this is not a Wendy's. Tell them they need to bring back chicken tenders or nuggets or whatever they took away. Instead of getting mind blown, the stream would transport us to a traffic jam. Wait, spicy nuggets are back? All right, I'm gonna have to hit a Wendy's. I don't think we have any Wendy's. To be perfectly honest, I don't think I have a Wendy's close enough to actually go to. Okay, so we're gonna post. And basically what we've done here is we've set a timeout. And really, since this is a function, in the end, this timeout doesn't really do anything for us. The only thing it does is limit the amount of time that we spend running. But Netlify functions are already capped at 10 seconds. So this is best practice for like if you're running a Go server or something like that. But I'm not sure it has much of an impact on a serverless function. We do need the environment variable, So we'll copy this and we will put it up here, and we'll say Discord URL is whatever we named this in Netlify. Discord webhook URL or something like that. I need to get this pane off of this rightmost window and put it somewhere closer. Site setting. Build and deploy. Environment. Discord webhook URL. Yes. So we'll look for the Discord webhook URL. If error not equals nil, we'll panic. Panicking is bad practice, but oh, this false, isn't it? Panicking is kind of bad practice because it'll just like kill everything. But since we're doing this on stream, I will put a panic in here, and then I'll do something more teachable later. Hey, Arshik, how's it going? We don't have a struct that we're trying to destructure the response into. Like, I don't think we particularly care about the response. So I'm just gonna get rid of that response. Actually, we need the response for the other thing. But we don't care about the actual like body, so we'll just get rid of this. And the error will be, the error is up there already, so it'll be target. I guess we should return the error at the end, right? But we'll defer body.close up here. And if you don't know what defer is, it's basically a function that will run when this function exits. Hey Andrew, how's it going? Thanks for joining. What have you been up to today? We're doing some Go stuff with webhooks and Discord and Twitch. Let's see, where's my client? Did I not instantiate the client? I did instantiate the client. Is post not the thing that I should be using? Post URL string, content type string, body IO reader. Oh, we're gonna need to send a reader into this. Not really what I wanted to do. So we'll have to build a struct and deserialize that into JSON through the reader, which is my least favorite part of Golang, but it's fine. So we'll do struct, what, webhook, Discord webhook payload. And it'll have content, which is a string and is required. And it will have nothing else because I don't think we care about anything else right now. Is it type struct? And then I need, what? This doesn't do a thing. I always forget the syntax for this, especially when I've been working in GraphQL recently. Struct. Type thing struct, yeah, and then just string. That's why, because string isn't a thing. Okay, so, and then JSON, this will be content, which we don't really need to do, but I'll do for explicitness. Defer is interesting. Yeah, defer is interesting. It's really, really heavily used in the Go ecosystem. So whenever you do something and you need to clean up later, like in this example, we need to clean up the body and close it off. So we stop reading from it and stuff. we can just defer that function, and then that function will be called after the function that it contains it is returned. So you don't really need to worry about, like, if I had a bunch of logic down here, I wouldn't need to worry about remembering to close it later. I like Go. I've been using Go for a few years now. It's not my favorite language, but it is pretty dope in terms of like what you can do with it and how many people are using it to do interesting things. And the community is pretty good too. So reminds me of component will unmount and react. Yeah, but except it's not will unmount, it's unmounted, right? Okay, so URL string. This string is going to be Discord URL. And then we need content type, application JSON, and then the body needs to be an IO reader, and that will be our whatever JSON thing here. Because we're going to construct this payload, I'll name it Discord payload. We'll get rid of this target because we're not using it. The Discord payload. Nope, not the whole thing, just a small one. Payload is going to be defined and set to a Discord webhook payload, which has content of testing from Netlify. It encourages preventing memory leaks. Yeah, I mean, if your big concern is like memory leaks and stuff, I think that languages like Rust have a lot more support for that kind of thing. But if you're comparing Go to like something that, if you would have written a project in C and you can rewrite that project in Go, or you could write it from the start in Go, I think Go is a better choice. But there are projects that you would write in C that you wouldn't want to write in Go. And for that, you would probably go to Rust instead. I think it came to React with hooks. Yeah, for sure. Hooks are pretty interesting as a general concept. Yes, we need to do a reader on this. I forget if we need to... So we can't do Marshall because that's not a reader. We need to do... I'm just going to look it up. We need to do like new reader JSON Marshall. Does that say how do? Oh, I thought it was like JSON Marshall of HTTP new request. How do? Yeah, the bytes will work, I think. Yeah. So bytes implements the reader interface, and that's really all we need to satisfy for this. So I think we can do this. And bytes just got imported on top, as you can see, along with time and everything else that I needed. How can you verify your code works since you don't have a REPL, etc.? No easy way to see properties returned without using prints everywhere. So Go is well typed. So if I look at like this, it tells me that the fields that it needs are content string. And if I look at post, it tells me that it takes a URL as a string, a content type as a string, and a body, which is a reader. So like if I look at new buffer and whatnot, right? That's one of the things that makes it much easier to deal with. And this is going to actually have to be marshaled anyway because it needs to be a string. There we go. So the JSON.marshal is taking the tags that I use up here So I say that this struct has a content field, it's a type of string, and when we serialize it to JSON, we're going to use the key name content. Go has close to that many answers by now. Yeah, Go is actually pretty well documented, and the tooling support is really good. I mean, JavaScript is also really good, and you can use JavaScript anywhere, right? So that's pretty big win in terms of usage and stuff, you know? I didn't change the return type of this, still error. I don't think we actually need a real return type on this. We'll do it, I guess we'll do, what, like Boolean error. And then this will be false, and then the error, and this will be true, and then nil. And that'll get us our function signature, I think. Cannot use ERR of bool, so we need to do errors.new to create a new error here. We don't really know what the error is, but we couldn't post. Oh, did I say that this is that what it's yelling at me for? All right, because I already defined it up here. This is going to be post error. I was just shadowing the variable. Not equal nil. Then we don't need errors.new here because this should be post error should be an actual error. I'm inclined to say React.js is kind of different from Vanilla.js. I agree. Same with Angular and Vue. Yeah, I mean, there are ways in which React is more like JavaScript than other approaches. For example, if you're using handlebars or something, or you're using Vue, Vue has methods of doing iteration that are like the Angular style ng4 and things like that, that take it away from JavaScript. But in React, you can do like .map or .for each or whatnot. But also in the same way, hooks are not a JavaScript concept, right? So if you're going to use React and you're going to use React today, there are ways in which it is not like JavaScript, and there are also ways in which it is more like JavaScript than other approaches. None of these things have comments on them. Where's my Discord URL? There we go. V bindings or whatever they're called. Has anybody looked at Vue 3, by the way? It came out the other day and I just haven't had a chance to do anything. Use an R before checking for errors. Fine. Actually, I'm not using the body decode anymore, am I? So I don't think I even need to close this because I'm not really using the response. Whatever. Not yet. Nobody is supposed to be hooks like. Yeah, I'm interested in looking at it. Maybe I'll do that on stream one day if anybody's interested in Vue content. Because I did look at the repo in the README, and I didn't see an easy way to do it without building it from scratch. Yeah, I hear Vue's community is pretty awesome, for sure. So hang on, let me look at this and make sure that we have a function that'll actually run, right? Because it all type checks now. And I've just sort of been like idly talking and writing code. Okay, so we've got post Discord webhook. Post Discord webhook takes no arguments because we haven't received a webhook yet, and it returns a Boolean and an error. The Boolean is going to be whether the request failed or not, and then the error is going to be the actual error. So it's sort of like a weird thing that we don't really need. But I was, in the middle of coding, and I'll clean it up later. Then we look up the environment variable for the Discord webhook URL. If we don't have that URL, we can't do anything anyway, so we just panic. In the future, I'll probably have this do a 500 in the AWS response. but I haven't set that up yet. So just mental note, panics are usually not great to use because then you have to sort of recover from them. But we'll return a version of this that is a 500 instead in the future. And at least that'll tell us that something went wrong. And then we've got the Discord payload. The Discord payload is a struct that we defined up here. So far, we're only using content. The content will eventually come from the webhook notification from Twitch. But for now, we're just sort of defining our own string here. So that'll be an argument that we pass into this function as well. And then what we do is we take the struct, we serialize it to a string, and then we turn it into a bytes in a new buffer. We need that because the argument for the body for myClient.post takes an IO reader, which you can see right here. So it's io.reader. And that's basically an interface, right? So bytes implements that interface. So if we get our struct into the form of a byte array, then we can use it here because IO reader knows how to work with byte arrays. We create a new client with a timeout. Creating a client with a timeout, if you create one, is a best practice because otherwise, if you run a server and you're sending requests to another server, that server can just sort of like hold on to the HTTP request and not do anything with it. And if that happens and you start sending more requests to that server, your entire server will basically just lock up because you'll run out of resources. So what you want is these requests, if they're going to timeout, to actually fail in a reasonable amount of time. In that case, we get the error for the request if we have one, and the response. We don't do anything with the response. We just check for the error, and if there's an error, we return false, and if not, we don't. In the future, again, we'll respond and log this out. I'm just sort of running through it right now. So I think that works. I think when we hit our netlify function, this will send a thing to our Discord server. So let's commit it. Initial Discord send. Now I'll catch up on chat while this is going to build on Netlify, and I'll open the Netlify pane so that we can make sure that we get back to this when it does actually complete. There's always somebody interested in Vue content. It's presented as why are you using React instead of Vue? Yeah, I mean, I don't really have strong opinions. I mean, so I have strong opinions in the sense that I really like React, and React has done a lot for me, and it works really well. Also, the Go functions have already deployed. Unlike Gatsby, we don't need to sit here for 10 minutes and watch it deploy. And then a random person starts talking about TypeScript. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't really use TypeScript, but like I was saying, I don't have opinions that are strong enough for me to tell people to stop using anything else. Like Vue and even Angular and everything are all fine if you're working with stuff. Even Ember just had a new release, so if the thing you care about is not getting broken by your framework, Ember is a great choice. I just really like using React generally. You wrote a Vue for React developers article a while back. Prefer React, found Vue fun too. Would be interesting trying it at scale. Yeah, for sure. I hope the debate on this channel won't be cancerous, Andrew. It would be nice if it wasn't. Main reason I prefer React is because I don't like writing templates. Yeah, I don't really like templates either. I really like how React has chosen to go with JSX. Even though in like the first time I used React, I used the create element function calls instead of the JSX stuff. One thing I like about Vue is the learning curve, way smaller than Angular. Yeah, Vue tends to have a really low learning curve for people who already know HTML and CSS and stuff like that, which is one of the really nice things about it. It all depends on your team's context, right? Because if you don't use something that your team can use, then you're basically screwed. Let's see. So here's our endpoint. please don't just like spam this. We'll put some authentication on it in the future. But I believe if we send this, let's open up Discord. Huh, hey Nikki, how's it going? Nice to see you. Also Rook, thanks for joining. Nice to have you. So we got a hello world and we didn't get a response. Oh, you know what I didn't do? You know, does anybody know what I didn't do? Because I remember what I didn't do. I didn't call the function. So yeah, here we go. We're gonna call the function this time. Oh man, okay. Whoops. Cool. Yeah, so you can actually see that the function got invoked. Nothing happened though, because, you know, we weren't calling the function. So let's go back to the deploys and make sure that we can see when that's done. Cool. Thanks for the link to that view tips for React developers. I'm actually going to probably read that later. So yeah, if you want to post that in Discord too, I'll pick it up after the stream and take a read. Do Go functions have any Netlify specific syntax? No, the specific syntax is related to AWS. So Netlify functions are just AWS Lambdas under the hood, and that's why we need to write this handler, and this handler is really the only thing that's special about the way that we write this code. I read it and picked up my... yeah, so the Vue article that Ryan posted, or Guy McTool, is apparently very good. So we'll check it out later for sure. Thanks for the Discord link, Arshik. Appreciate that. John posted a screenshot of a stream where there's a giant Jason behind him and said, "Caption this." Oh man, that's funny. Let's get back over to this. Okay, this is done already. Man, working with Go is so much nicer on stream because I don't have to like fill time at all. It's just like, hey, everything's deployed. So it got invoked. I know I wasn't looking at Discord, but bang, right there. Also, thanks for posting the link, Ryan. Appreciate that. Ah, Corey and Arshik, nice. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so it just posted, which is dope. If y'all want to hit that link and happened to get it, then feel free to hit that at this time. Don't spam it, please. But but yeah, so that goes directly in. Who needs to call functions? Yeah. As someone who is really comfortable in React but zero experience in Vue, can anybody recommend a good resource? I don't actually know any. So if anybody does have a good Vue resource, especially for Vue 3, right? Because I'm going to be picking it up around like Vue 3 version, not Vue 2. Can confirm we memed Jason today. Yeah, you made this this thing that has an API on it. Yeah, I remember. I don't have to fill time working with Node on stream because it's always some dumb issue. Boom, more content. Yeah, I hear that. The one thing about working with Gatsby and shipping it is like you can't really ship it because it takes like 5 to 10 minutes to build like my personal site. Yeah, Vue 3 would be good in the Quiver. Just like whatever the other one is. Yeah, I don't know if they have Vue 3 documentation though, do they? They do. I at least, as long as I think Vue CLI matches the version of Vue, right? Hey, John, how's it going? Built on top of Webpack with sensible defaults. Sensible checkle.gif. Yeah, cool. So it looks like this is actually V3. Is this V3 documentation already? Yeah, I don't know. Well, we can try building something in Vue. I don't know what we would build. Especially since, like, I don't know. V3 came out yesterday and it's still in beta, so Egghead is completely outdated. Go, go, go. I think V2 to V3 is hooks-ish API. Or maybe 4 is the one that we need. I thought the CLI would match the Vue release, but maybe it doesn't. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll look into that at some point. But the Golang function is working. I bet you... I don't know if we can do the Twitch stuff yet. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the Twitch stuff. I want to only spend like another half hour on stream today, because I do have a bunch of work to do to end this other contract. But yeah, so we'll take a look at the Twitch docs and see what we're going to have to do. And then I think Eco actually had a really great option here. There's like you can submit a request to subscribe to an event, and you can only do that such that the time for the expiration for the subscription can't exceed 10 days. But one of the things that Eco said that we could do is use Zapier to send a webhook to Twitch every like 10 days or every 9 days or something like that, because it's just a new subscription request with the same parameters as the original request, which is even better because that means that we can just set up the Zapier hook and just let it go. Each client ID can have at most 10,000 subscriptions. You can only subscribe to the same topic at most 3 times. To increase either of these limits, please fill out the form at limit increase. Okay, so hopefully we won't run into that, because something tells me that that won't help. And if we want to use serverless functions, actually, I think we'll be fine. If we use Zapier to set up the subscription and a serverless function to receive and validate that subscription, and then another function to actually handle the webhooks, then I think we'll be fine. Never used Netlify. How is it? Netlify is really dope. I really like Netlify a lot. I can show you around a little bit. Basically, these are all of the sites that I have on Netlify. They're all basically built from Git whenever I push. So like this one is my personal site. It's a Gatsby site and a couple of Go functions. I can go into the deploys and look at any of the build logs for any of the things. See a couple of these have failed. I can go check out why they failed. In this case, I think it was a node issue or something. Or like a key issue. If I wanted to, I could go to one of these and publish any of the deploys. So this is the thing that I really like about Netlify. If I ever ship something and it breaks like my production site for some reason, I can go to any of the past deploys and just hit publish deploy, and you can lock the deploy after that, which is pretty dope. Robert is very, how do we put it? Adamant that they don't actually have a free tier. The thing is, they do have a free tier. You get a number of build minutes, and you can choose to use them or not. But yeah, so I have auto publishing on this. GitHub functions. There's large media and stuff for storage that I don't actually use. There's forms that you can do. I don't use the split testing. I do use the analytics. So looks like I need to publish something again. There is like the analytics here is I guess 1,000 people have seen the FaunaDB post. I should probably write a little bit more on FaunaDB. And then there's this problem that Gatsby likes to send 404s to my server, so I get a bunch of 404s. But yeah, I really like it. Yeah, I like Netlify is a really awesome platform to be on, and I am comfortable paying for Netlify for sure. I know that some other people might not be, or they might prefer other platforms, but yeah, if you end up doing so many builds that you run out of free credits, yeah. No, I hear you, Robert. It's all good. And I don't work there anyway, so it's not like it bothers me. If you do end up doing so many builds that you run out of free credits, you can take like a GitHub action and do your build and then push it to Netlify. So you don't actually have to use them as a build system. Yeah, I don't know. I really like it, etc. And they're always doing new stuff. Like Netlify Functions is fairly recent, and it's really what got me into serverless in the first place. And as you can see, we just did a Netlify Functions deploy on this stream, actually. So it doesn't take very much to like build and ship a function. And if you're trying to get into serverless, I would highly suggest checking out Netlify for their functions before getting into like the serverless framework or Cloud Run on Google or AWS Lambdas, etc. A 3.5-hour video of Netlify features? I don't think I would watch that. Like nothing against Swix or anything, but like 3.5 videos is a long video, dude. Oh, actually, the other thing is I did a stream on link shorteners. So speaking of .dev, I have a stream in my VODs that is building a link shortener on Netlify inside of like 45 minutes or something like that. So if you're interested in like Netlify and how it works and redirects and stuff like that, you could watch that one too. Yeah, that'll go on YouTube and I'll tweet it out when I put it on YouTube for sure. Most people use only like 10% of Netlify's features for sure, yeah. Thanks for the follow, Andrew. Appreciate that. Link shorteners used to be our to-do apps back in 2006. Let's see, what else? Did I miss anything else in chat? Nope. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's Netlify. That's all those things. Thanks for the follow, Ryan. Appreciate it. I look great in glasses. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. This is just going to be an appreciation stream, apparently. I usually don't wear glasses because usually I'm coming back from the gym when I do my stream. So anytime I wear my glasses, people are like, "You wear glasses? What?" Netlify serverless functions are so easy to set up. Biggest drawback, common JS because Node. I mean, you can do a build, Nikki. You can, or you can do Go. 50% for the content, 50% for the corgi. Yeah, I hear that for sure. Let's see. What else do we have on Twitch to deal with here? Okay, so subscriptions have an expiration time, and then they start sending. Is that just how it works? Twitch sends you a post request with notification data. If you do not get the notification, Twitch retries with exponential backoff. Okay. Note that a failed notification does not revoke a subscription. That's awesome. Our server really isn't going to go down unless Netlify goes down, so I think we're fine. But rarely you may get 2 notifications. I don't think we care about handling 2 notifications, just because like this is an alert in Discord. So if we get 2 alerts, like if Ben goes live and we get Ben went live, and then like 5 seconds later we get Ben went live, I don't know that I care. I'll just let it go twice. Upon receiving a notification, your application should respond immediately with an HTTP success response code to acknowledge successful receipt of the notification. So 200. All other response codes are considered failures. Put your subscription at risk of being terminated. Okay. So we need to send 200s for sure. I mean, I wasn't really planning on sending anything else, but yeah. The response code should not be affected by whether your application successfully processed the notification or not. Cool. So we're just sending 200s. 200s all day. Our server could be on fire. We could literally have that little dog sitting and living in our server, and everything will be fine. Everything should be fine. We'll just send 200s. %, sirens. Cool. So disambiguating payloads, especially for stream down events. Hey, thanks for the follow, Sparrow. Appreciate that. Inspect the topic string. So there's some content that they're sending us in these payloads that we can use to be like, hey, whether they went live or not. Use a different callback URL for each subscription. I think that's what we're going to do. So I think that if we do, for each subscription that we have, since we're using serverless functions, I think that we'll split it up and we will have a single serverless function for any subscription that we have to a Twitch thing. I think that makes the most sense. If a secret was provided, Twitch signs the notification payload using that secret. We strongly recommend you verify signature to confirm that the notification is genuine. Yes, we will do that. That is important. And this is sort of the way that we'll block people from just like curling the Discord link. To verify payloads, compute the hash, whatever. We'll figure out how to do that later. Yeah, different callback URL seems right. Nothing wrong going twice. More reasons, more reasons to check out the stream. To check out the stream. To check out the stream. Yeah, cool. So I think that this will be our next stream. We'll do the Twitch receive. I guess we'll set up Zapier. We'll set up a Twitch receive, and then we'll send that through Discord. Because the Discord sending works, and we got all the Netlify stuff set up today. So this is the Discord send. Yeah, I think that works out really well. So let's do. Where's my right? Which thing? There we go. We're gonna go raid somebody now. And I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 2 p.m. for anybody that has recently followed. So the next time we'll do Zapier and Twitch webhook receiving on Wednesday. The programming languages I use are JavaScript and Golang. So I'll just get us set up for a raid here. See who's streaming in Science and Technology today. But yeah, that's Sparrow. I've been doing a bunch of Golang with FaunaDB lately and serverless functions. I do a lot of JavaScript with React and Gatsby, usually. Horror game dev. I think that I'll... Wow, the screenshot for me on the dashboard right now is so bad. Oh god, that's horrible. Sferis is usually working on cool stuff. We could do that. I don't see... I guess everybody's doing Lit 'em Dare, right? Or they did Lit 'em Dare very recently. Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on the horror suggestion, but I'm very open to suggestions. This one looks... We could do this. I don't know who this person is, but their stream looks like it could be fun. So let's check out, it's gonna be game dev. So yeah, here we go. Setting up the raid right now.